Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight's shave is going to be a very special one. You may have seen from the thumbnail some of the products I'm using. And the shirt I'm wearing is because the person that makes this stuff is also a fan of hard rock heavy metal. And that is none other than the one, the only, Matti Lindholm. So today in the mail, I got a very, very wonderful package. And in the package was, not sure if you can see this because my lighting is awful, but a Matti Lindholm shaving supplies brush with a 24mm Maggard synthetic. And it wouldn't be right, at least in my mind, to use a Matti brush without using a Matti soap, at least for the inaugural run. So of course I'm using the Matti Lindholm orange scent. I have the lime, but I haven't opened that other one up yet. So I'm using Matti's brush, Matti's soap. I don't have a Matti razor, but I am going to use something that Matti likes as well. And I really debated on the razor to use this evening. Oh, this scent smells so good. And I was talking to Dave Carter earlier. Dave and I actually spoke on the phone for about 2 hours. He and I would chat like that every once in a while. We'd end up talking for hours. And I always laugh very, very hard every single time I talk to Dave. He's just a phenomenal, great friend. And I told him I was getting a Matti soap or a Matti brush today. Or I told him I had it. You know, it was coming and my wife had the package. She went and got the mail while he and I were chatting. And so I opened the box while Dave and we were video conferencing, video talking, whatever you want to call it. And I said, no, of course I have the Matti brush now. I have a Matti soap. I'm gonna record this because it's the first time using the Matti brush. And I did the same thing the first time I used the Matti soap, I recorded it. So my only question for Dave was, if I'm gonna use Matti's products, what else, what is the razor that I should use? And it was really a choice between two razors. That was the WEC, which surprisingly I haven't used this month. I don't know what I'm thinking. Or one that was just sent to me by none other than Mr. Harry Wong, the Kurenai. And I probably said that very wrong. If you've been around and watched a couple other channels, I'm sure you've heard the stories of Mr. Harry Wong. Harry goes by many names. There are many people that are Harry Wong. A few people that I really don't know who sent this. Could have been Matti. It could have been Frank Stromberg. Could have been Ewan. Could have been Dave. I don't know where this came from because the return address was, it was very open-ended, shall we say. So I don't know who sent this. But Harry, if you watch, thank you for sending this. I've used this a few times. This is, I think, my third shave. And one thing I really like about this razor is that if you look at the head geometry and the scales or handle, whatever you want to call it, it's very reminiscent of either the feather or the kai. And I always get the feathers confused, and this may not pass the Ewan test. Is not gonna, but it's still super slick. That's just how good the soap is. So as I said, the razor has the scales of, I always get the feathers confused, the SS and the DX. I think the SS is the nicer of the two. I mean, they're both really nice from my understanding. I've not used the feather. But this head geometry reminds me of, I think it's the Feather SS and my Kai. And the scales on here remind me of the DX. So it kind of has that DX vibe with the handle, but the SS or Kai vibe with the head geometry. But it takes a half DE. So it doesn't take the AC blades or anything else, it's a half DE. And you can load it this the exact same way, and the funny thing is, you look at there, it has the slot for the injectors that the Kai and the Feather have. You can even take the cap off or on the side. You can't really see it because it's covered in lather. You can take that apart just like you can with the Kai or the Feather. Works the exact same way, just basically a scaled down one to take a half DE blade. The angle, the first time I used this, took a little bit getting used to because it's slightly different than than my Kai because it's taking a half DE blade, which of course are slightly thinner than AC blades. But on the third shave, it performed exceptionally well. The blade in here is a Cloud, I think is what it came with. Excuse me. And it's one that I'm not familiar with, but it works pretty dang well. Lather was still a little thin on the thinner side, even though I put in a ton of water, and you can see it's glistening. Maddie's soap is, I don't know how he's done it because I've looked into making soap, and with the ingredients he has, I honestly have no idea how he did it. Of course, I'm not a soap maker. I've just started looking into it, but however he makes this stuff is just fantastic. It performs very well. It has a great slickness to it. Feels good on the skin as well. And it just works. His brush handle, that's one that he did not put any coins or anything into. It's just the straight wood and the knot. So it's slightly lighter than I'm used to, as far as handles are concerned, but gotta tell you, the ergonomics on that thing are just phenomenal. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. There you go, Ewan. Hopefully I passed the test on my second time. Usually I get it on the first pass and it kind of goes to dry. Second pass, not so well. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly this time instead of saying it like us Americans do and saying Johan. Or I guess if an American would say it'd be Johan or something awfully wrong. Man, this is just performing really well. You can see the whiskers coming off. I generally don't rub my chevettes or straights in the sink, so I usually always have running water. Or I should say with my straight razors, I wipe them down. I wipe them off on a sponge or a towel. But the chevettes, I take the blade out. They dry you that way. And you know, going back to the razor and Harry, it's honestly been a while since I've seen Harry strike anybody. I knew he was up to something. I just didn't think I'd be the one that got hit. So that kind of surprises me. I thought for sure the next package would be over in England or Sweden. But Harry surprised us all and got me instead. Now, one thing I did do to Maddie's soap that I haven't done before is I did add some menthol from the chill mill. Not that it's exceptionally hot outside, and honestly, not that I really left my house this week. If I do, it's to take the dog for a walk around the block or to go to the mailbox, and that's about it. But, you know, I wake up in the morning, I'm starting my work day at 6:30 this week. Monday started at 6 a.m. The rest of the week I've been starting at 6:30. But my commute's so far. I get out of my bed, I come in here, I grab some of the my allergy meds. I go downstairs, grab my water cup, come back upstairs, and my office is right at the top of the stairs, so I just go whoop, right into my office. And then I've been sitting at my desk almost straight for 8 hours because that's fun. Not really. But what I've been doing this week is a pre-go live at a facility. And normally during pre-go lives, we're on-site testing software. I know how to test the software. I've been doing this for a couple years now. But because of the wonderful pandemic, we're not traveling unless you can drive. And the facility with which I'm working this week is in Pennsylvania. Now granted, could I drive to Pennsylvania? Yes. It would take me about 2 or 3 days to get there, but I could do it. When I moved from Pennsylvania to Utah, we drove. It took us 2 or 3 days. I can't remember. I was super young. But I have made that drive before. It is not fun. Listen to that feedback. But it is doable. That got pretty decent split there in my other area. Woo! Digging this thing. So anyway, so the company, or the facility, is in Pennsylvania. They're 2 hours ahead of where I am. So I'm working with somebody at the hospital and basically instructing them how to test the software. So I logged in. I did some preliminary testing on Monday. Because we have, in the current version of software, even though the software is based on speech recognition and medical reporting, yeah, I'm testing speech-enabled software a couple 100 miles away. Figure that out for a minute. But we have the option to perform what's called active commands, which are what if I were to say dictate diagnosis or a various section in this medical report, it would open up this information and I can do that by voice. Or I can click a different button and trigger all this stuff manually. So that's what I was doing on Monday. I was triggering all these various commands manually. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and today being Thursday, I had somebody from the hospital actually sitting at the computer, and I'm saying, okay, say this, okay, say this, okay, now say this, now say this. And that's been my day for the past 2 days. Yes, I was just buffing. I usually have to buff here because my hair is really stupid. Even if I stretch, I still can't get it close without buffing. Even with the DE. I'm going over that a few times. But that's just my growth. And we found out Sunday that the facility is upgrading their test environment Friday. And you're probably thinking, well, they're upgrading tests, what does that matter? Because we do all of our testing, surprise, in the test environment. So we're not testing with live patient information and patient results, right? Makes sense. But now we found out that we can't do any testing tomorrow. Can you guys hear that feedback? Look at that. Can you see the hair? Man, this blade is really cool. Don't know anything about it, other than I can assume it's from China or Japan or wherever this is made. But it works really, it's working really well. I always have a hard time there. So, yeah, so tomorrow, because I'm not doing any testing, I get to do other stuff on the back end of the software. Like make sure things are configured properly so they'll display. And do all that kind of fun stuff. So that'll be ready tomorrow. A little less being on a conference line with a customer for 8 hours straight, 9 hours, whatever it is. Man, that's really good. Got my trouble spot there. I got there really well. Could do a little bit more there, a little bit more touches on the cheek. But this Maddie's soap, seriously, if you have not tried it yet, I highly, highly recommend giving it a shot. It is just fantastic. And the ingredients are literally soy wax, coconut oil, shea butter, water, and essential oils. Like, I don't see anything from everything I've read about soap making. I don't know what is being saponified. Big bird bonus, right? That's what you get for working with doctors, aren't they? I haven't worked with doctors, they haven't been testing. So, that was a phenomenal shave. I love the addition of the menthol from the chill mill. Now, I'm gonna clean up the mustache a little bit. Because I have this open, why not, right? So we'll see how to do the cleanup. To keep this a little, I'll try to do this into the phone so it's gonna look a little real close and personal. So don't take a whole lot off up here. Just enough so that the hairs as they grow out don't poke me back, because my hair again is dumb and it grows really weird. Whew, man, love that menthol. So we're just gonna rub that in, because why not with good soap, right? I don't do it with every soap. And then I know some people say, don't rub in the soap, rinse it off. Whatever. We should rub that in. And sorry, I only have the peasant towel, because I missed it on the Lancaster drop last time. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was busy. And yes, it did on residuals like this because the soap is that slick. Even that first pass where it's slightly underhydrated had zero issues. Whew. man, this razor, if you are not sure about a Chevette or a replaceable blade barber's razor, because Chevette is trademarked by Dovo, this is a good one. You can get them on AliExpress for like 13 bucks. There'll be a link in the description below. It is a long link, so don't worry about it. Finishing off with some Thayers. This is the lavender scent because I can't smell any lavender. Just finish off with some good old Thayers here. Heck of a good shave. And I have a sample of, what is this? The Sudsy Soapery Lavender and Peppermint. Because I'm using orange and I use some menthol and lavender here. It doesn't match. I don't care. I want to use the Sudsy Soapery stuff. If it will ever come out of the dang bottle. There it goes. Man, that is, it has a good restrictor on it, but it did not want to come out. That's a nice blend of lavender and peppermint there. I get the peppermint right off the bat, but then it kind of cools down or tones down to give way to the lavender. And I figured the peppermint would kind of go in with the menthol that I used in the chill mill. I'm going to finish it off, as always, with the PAA Star Jelly. And holy crap, this is almost halfway empty, or halfway gone. Because I literally use this every single shave. I like it that much. And of course, there will be links below to all this information, all the stuff that I used, if I can find it. The PAA link, as I mentioned before, is an affiliate link. If you so choose to use it, great. If not, great. I really don't care. So that was it. That was the shave. The wonderfully brought to you by none other than the one and many Mr. Harry Wong, Kuranai, barber, replaceable, straight razor, something, whatever. Great little Chevette, very lightweight, very maneuverable. Love, love, love this thing after it's my 30s with it. The soap was none other than the unicorn of all unicorns, Matty Lindholm Shaving Supplies Orange Scent. This is one of his newer batches that has a fairly strong orange scent, and it is heavenly. Absolutely love it. Also, one of my absolute favorite brushes now, easily top 3, Matty Lindholm brush with a 24mm synthetic knot. Everything whipped up in my TSB ceramic bowl. I love this thing. Generally, I'm not a fan of ceramic bowls because I have young kids and they break. But I love this. I love the little thumb indentation there to hold it, the little notch right there to rest your brush after you've lathered. It's very well designed. Phenomenal, helps whip up a lather very, very easily. And I'm just rambling now. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the support. If you've made it this far, almost 20, we'll call it 25 with the intro, 25 minutes in. Thank you for your support. I highly, greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.